Hey guys, we're back. This time with Luna.
Howdy!
Chai is currently eating because it's food
I'm just
time.
over here stuffing my face on fucking leftover Thai food.
Yep.
Ooh, yummy.
Mm-hmm.
So we're playing Silence the House. It's apparently a little game I bought on Steam, and I forgot I bought it.
What a mood.
Don't worry, we will be bringing back Taylor Tale soon, everybody. We'll finish the bastard.
Yes.
Luna might be for the conclusion.
I will have no idea what is going on, but I'll be for the ride and just be like, what is going on?
We could also just, finish your route and then bring her for a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Yep. So, but yeah, so we're just gonna give this a try, and let's just get into it.
Yippee-ki-yay, mofo.
Yippee-ki-yay, mamacita!
True miracle is seeing your own sins. Anthony the Great. What I need to do? Okay. It has been a while since we've left New Lake Road. How close are we? New Lake Road? I forgot how bad actual names for roads were.
Oh god.
I have never been to this place before, so I'm not sure how long it should take us to reach our destination. Last time I was carried away to an old inoperative factory on the outskirts of town. Before that, I was wandering around the plantation to the villa. Once there was even an asylum in the Heatherlands.
Heathlands.
Heathlands?
No, Heathlands.
Heathlands. What's that?
It's like this weird, not Highlandsy area.
Okay. I think the factory...
I was gonna say
So-
it's like the plains of a plateau.
Oh, okay.
Heathland, so do they make Heath bars there?
Oh, Jesus.
Everything there is made of heath.
Oh shit.
I think the factory was my favorite. Maybe I should visit again. We traveled along the narrow gray path that was buried under the leaves. It was not the wind, but some other forest that brought them here. The scene was as fake as a smile on Grace's face. The leaves was arranged in such a way so that they would not cross the edge of the narrow path, obediently sparkling in the beams of her flashlights. It reminds me of a twisted version of an old German fairy tale, Hansel and Gretel, and in this version, the naive children rush right into the jaws of an unspeakable creature. You mean every person, every thrill hunter, and ghost hunter? Lloyd put his foot on one of the leaves, which was found on the edge of the path, and the silence was broken by his hoarse voice. Who wants to be Lloyd?
I can.
Okay.
Man. Oh, there we go. Man, it's been an hour since we entered this freaking forest.
You want to be Grace?
Sure.
She got hips for days.
I know. Shaped like a Coca-Cola bottle. Damn. Hang on, guys. We're almost there.
I've heard that before, Grace, and this is what, the third time?
He wants to be a slutty cheerleader.
I'll be the slutty cheerleader.
All right.
I don't think there's a need to go any further, guys.
Oh my God, Luna, no.
This forest itself gives me the creeps. Do you want me to change your voice?
No,
It's perfect.
Okay.
it's perfect.
Maybe we should just stay here for the night.
I agree with that. Okay, what do you say if we have sex in front of this pretty little stump?
Wow.
If this hooked snag on it were a real nose, I bet he would stick it right under your sexy top, right into your islands of pleasure.
What makes you think that I will let you do anything with my body, you piece of shit? Can somebody please remind me why I'm still going out with such a pervert?
Because he,
Fuck you good.
yeah, he gives you what you want when you want.
If
Wrong
you
voice.
had enough, yeah. Like, if you had enough of the shit, you should hang out with me, babe. No. What about you, Grace?
Nah. If you think that you're some kind of Superman who is not afraid to accompany me into this spooky abandoned house, do not fool yourself. Your so-called chivalrous act is just a trick to get me into bed. You need to try harder to get my juicy butt. I can't say
I mean,
that
you
confident.
thick. I mean, you thick. So I have a chance? Sweet! What made you so friendly today?
Your mother.
Ooh!
It is my birthday after all, and we're going to have a party. What do you have for brains? Shit. It is a very special day.
It's special indeed. Today, Grace holds the stage, but her acting is still not good enough for an Oscar. It is bad, but everyone seems to fall for her optimism.
Oh, I almost forgot that you're with us. Come on, I have plans for you.
Oh, so you're into girls. What a twist. Looks like you're dead in the water now, Lloyd.
You are surely a cutie, Ashley, in this panda hoodie, but it's still not enough for a girl to win my heart yet again.
The end of her phrase was said very quietly, but I heard it. I smiled wryly. Looks like all of us have a skeleton in the closet, but what if the closet is the size of a house? This silly idea came to my mind when I saw this colossal house. I felt like something was coming. The house seemed to be flickering on the crossroads of reality and imagination, in the land of a future unseen. Its secrets were hidden in darkness, just like the forest. The weak yellow lights were jumping from one tree to another, running along the path and flickering in the night. I knew that we would soon approach the house, but maybe it's not too late to turn back and forget all about this shit. Maybe, just maybe, I've had enough of this. So I asked myself, do you wish to save them, Ashley?
Well, Ashley?
Oh shit.
Hiya, Tony 2.0. Makes you the better one. Yeah, let's do this.
Let's have this shit, dig.
Achievement unlocked. Savior. Honestly, I don't really like the idea. Maybe we should just go to the amusement park that opened this week. We could go there right now. It's only 8 p.m. and it is a birthday party after all, not a funeral. It's whatever you decide, Grace.
Did somebody say funeral?
Go in with the group. I think we can even take your little brother with us. But we should go to the highway and call Ella first to make sure that she doesn't drive to the empty house.
I really miss him. Can he really go?
Tears well up in her eyes. Everyone gazed at Grace as if asking, what the hell's going on here? Of course they were asking. They didn't know that her brother had been kidnapped by me to make Grace get us all here. However, I've changed my mind. I'm sick and tired of being controlled. Being a pawn doesn't suit me. But I love the idea about the house. I bet it would be cool to stay there for a night. Don't you agree, guys?
Who wants to go to an amusement park?
Everyone but Martin rose their hands. Hey!
Hey!
You saved everyone, almost everyone. There was an accident in the park. Grace fell from a great height and crashed to death. Martin was taken away by the ambulance. For some reason, he kept shouting, it must have been me. She's mine, mine. Did he really love her so much that he was ready to die instead of her? But is that so? You decide.
We actually got an ending.
Shit.
I didn't think it would be that easy.
Apparently, honestly,
you were supposed to kill me. I knew it would boil down to this.
Okay, so apparently Ashley is the
Antagonist.
Well, she also said she's being controlled, so let's try this again.
Alrighty.
Round 3, fight.
That only took about 11 minutes. Jesus.
Wow.
Shortest gameplay ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for Undertaker to pop out from behind one of those trees, be like, hello.
If I was better at editing, I could do it, but... No, not this time. It's worth the chance. I must stick to the plan. The forest, like a hungry beast with trees for teeth, devoured us in a cold, dead night. The branches looked like crooked hands. They struggled to rip our faces off, or maybe we just couldn't realize their true intentions. Maybe the trees
oh my god, is that the Crooked Man?
Maybe the trees were torturing themselves, wickedly twisting their branches to set a warning for us that in the end of the path, which was flickering in the beams of our flashlights, the darkness was waiting. Lloyd looked really nervous. He was haunted by the rustles, and it made him mad. His hand that was clutching the flashlight was swinging like some kind of pendulum with a glowing demonic eye. As the flashlight was only uncovering things lurking in the darkness and that it couldn't immediately burn his phantom enemies alive, it scared him even more. I heard a strange sound and raised my head to see that it was just a crow. The beam of light ran through the black feathers and the crow merged with the night. I'm the only one who actually knows what the darkness is hiding, but I'm still scared. My fears are not that simple. It's not what you feel when your reflection refuses to obey. The illusion in the bathroom mirror can't scare the shit out of me. It is just not enough. What really scares me is that the plan could fail. When you follow the untrodden path, you are always on thin ice. I feel like I'm lost in a boundless ocean, searching for a shark to ask if the human flesh is delicious. Do you really want to talk to a shark, Ashley? I wonder whether or not I'm still sane. The weak beam of light was sliding along the path full of faded leaves. Then suddenly, something on the ground caught my eye.
Oh. Shit. What the heck?
It was a dead crow. Maybe the one I had seen earlier? Nobody knows. Its eyes were sparkling in the beam of light and staring at me, and that gave me the creeps.
It's just... Oh yeah. It's just a dead bird. I've seen worse horror movies.
Do you often see dead crows in horror movies?
Pretty often, yeah. Why do you ask? We've recently watched a movie and in the beginning, a dude runs into a dead crows in the forest just before the massacre began.
I've seen that movie. I forget its name, but I saw the movie. I know the one that they're referencing.
I saw this bird at death only after my live stream was over.
Excuse me?
It reminded me of...
You want to run that by me again, gang?
I know, right? Pause.
Wait a minute.
It reminded me of those days that I was imprisoned in a mental hospital. The walls of my ward were my only friends. Sometimes I really wanted to discuss the weather outside with them. Of course, the staff didn't neglect their everyday duties, and the doctors regularly visited me to ask only one question: how are you doing today? Actually, a tape recorder in repeat mode asking how are you would be just the same. It's like the tape, the therapist would even change the words or say anything else. Perhaps he already knew how I was, or he didn't care. Anyhow, every time he asked me, my answer was the same: silence. I only showed the same article torn from the newspaper about my family burnt alive in a car accident. That crow reminded me of the very first ink blot in the research chest, so the train of memories suddenly started to chase me along the rusty rails imaginarily built under my feet. I knew the exact spot where the rust corroded them, and the train got off the track. People in it started screaming in panic and hitting their heads against the wall. Insanity. That's why I chose to focus on our way. I was afraid to lose the path because it was like a thin tightrope that was saving me from falling into the void where evil spirits were crying my name. You don't need to calm down. No, you do. You need to calm down. To pull yourself together, Ashley. You have to be ready when the game begins. Seems like I buried my head into the sand too deeply, but fortunately a rough male voice had dug me out.
Stop fooling around. I've already got the goosebumps. And we're not even in the house yet.
What? Are you afraid of a powerhouse? I'm changing his voice for some reason.
I mean, okay.
I'm pretty sure you're the fastest among us all, and even if we run into a serial killer in the freaking house, you'd be able to run away.
Right. The serial killer would carve my enormous body as I have put on a couple of kilos this week.
Bitch, where? Your titties?
They be perk. I wouldn't even glance at the cake.
Everyone laughed, but Martin started to comfort his girlfriend by telling her that she has a nice figure. I grinned. She really was a slim girl and just wanted to be in the spotlight, as always. But today, nothing will save her. I looked forward to it. Unexpectedly, I found myself ahead of everybody. Didn't even remember how I left them behind. It was as usual as summer rain and as sudden as snow in the beginning of July. I had to be first. I needed to see it first. Mysterious forces were guiding me to that place. I was just a fish caught on the hook of curiosity, pulling me to the fisherman. Every new location has its own atmosphere. When I was wandering along the halls of the operative factory, I felt like I was trapped in the black hole of sorrow. The wet windows of the abandoned hospital were crying with raindrops of various shapes which constantly changed and drew enormous pictures as if invented by inflamed imagination. Eventually, I saw it. That's a really pretty house, though.
It is.
I guess it was a fateful moment, so I wanted to have a proper look at it. At first, I saw contours behind the dense pine needles. Of course, it's pine. It was like a shadow, but then some significant part of the building started to make out. We were quite far from it, but I noticed that just for a moment, the lights on the first floor turned on. And then one more time, just like a lighthouse. Is it the house or my imagination? If I saw or heard something odd, I would think that I was crazy. I mean, fair? But also, lights turning on are very fucking distinct.
And like everyone would notice that, you know?
Yeah. And it would be more casual than any other things going on in my life. I can't decide yet whether the house is a friend or an enemy. Of course, its purpose is clear to me, as it always was, regardless to location or building. But despite its purpose, maybe this house decided for itself. I can't explain why, but somehow it is alive. All the places were. They became alive for me, because things just couldn't be so simple when someone like me is involved. Anyway, if I stick to the plan, this house will play nice. Or not. Maybe as treacherous as the devil, hiding delicious candies inside the hungry jaws of doom. The house gazed at...
So melodramatic.
I like to say just being a realist.
Not even just sitting there. Oh, you know, my parents died in front of me in a car accident. They burned alive. I was the only survivor. Meh, no biggie.
This
But-
is a normal Tuesday.
Typical Tuesday. Oh, would you look at that? I don't care about anyone else. I'm just the pawn. Ha 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 ha. It's easy that way. Oh, look, shit. The house might be turning on. No. Just call yourself crazy. It's easier that way. Bitch!
The house gazed at me with its lightless windows. They were dark, like the eyes of the blind, but I knew it was watching me very carefully.